you.
For the sake of today's interview, what would you like to be called? Mother Sampson, Miss Sampson? How would you like me to refer to you?
Mother Sampson.
Mother Sampson? All right. I'm Sharina, Mother Sampson. Thank you for doing this today. How are you feeling today?
Doing fine, a little rushed.
A little rushed, but not too bad, right?
No, I'm okay.
All right. So where were you born and raised?
Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. How was that?
Well, it was okay. I only, let's see, 21 years in
21
Dallas.
years. And then when did you come to San Diego?
I came to San Diego in 1945.
1945. Wow. So what was it like to be a child during the Great Depression?
Well, it wasn't easy, really, but there was so much help then. We got a lot of help from the county, and you know, people just helped each other during that time, and it wasn't that bad, really. I guess I was young, didn't really realize what
was happening at the
what
time?
was happening. Yes.
Do you see a big difference in that today?
Beg pardon?
Is there a big difference between how things were then versus today? Like, just in general?
Repeat that.
Oh, sorry. I was just wondering about like the difference between then and today.
Oh, and today.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, a lot of difference. Yes. Well, I would say, of course, you know, it was a segregated situation, and it wasn't that many opportunities, you know, for black people, and so we, as a youngster, during the summer months, we picked cotton.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm not saying we did a good job of it, but my mother and her sister were very close, and she had 8 children.
Oh, wow.
And of course, my mom had 4. And during the summer, you know, well, I guess maybe to keep us out of trouble, they arranged for us someone to pick us up and take us to the cotton field. And we didn't make much money, but what we made, we saved it for school, to
Wow.
get things for school. But otherwise, you know, eating, and we never wanted for food or anything. And neighbors just helped each other. It wasn't, maybe I was too young to realize the conditions, but we made it.
You made it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So what level of education were you able to achieve in the face of all that adversity and racism?
Well, after high school, I want to say this, that in Dallas, there was only one high school for black students. So we had to go on double session. And the 9th and 10th graders went in the afternoon from 12 to 5, and upperclassmen from 10 to 11. And it was kind of challenging, I guess, because you had to get a lot of work done in, you know,
In that amount of time?
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Did I answer your question?
I believe you did.
Oh, okay.
Like, so you were able to graduate from high school during that time?
Yeah, high school in 1938. Wow. Then I spent 2 years at Wiley College, which was in Marshall, Texas. And my Prairie View, which is now Prairie View A&M, was Prairie View State College.
Oh, wow.
And I graduated with a bachelor's degree in education.
Amazing.
And a minor in history.
Oh, wow.
Uh-huh.
So what made you want to become a teacher?
I really didn't want to. I didn't, but my master teacher kept begging me. She said, well, she thought I would make a good teacher. And I did that to please her, and I really enjoyed it.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Well, how important is your faith in God to your life and longevity?
Well, I really know that He was the cause of my longevity, but I grew up in a Christian family. My mother and father, all of us attended church all the time, and my mother sang in the choir. My dad was a deacon in the church, and we were all active in the activities that they had for young people. And it was really an honor, I felt, to be trained in Christian education. And after college, well, during high school too, we had limited activity. But when I married in San Diego and joined Bethel Baptist Church, and that's when I started really learning about God and trying to help other people feel the same way I felt, because it was a good feeling. And I felt very secure, and I just don't know how we would have made it had it not been for our faith in Him. And that has been with me all the way.
Okay.
And I did a lot of work with young people. And Kenny was one of them that came up in our church, and many others have really done well. We have doctors and attorneys and ministers and who have been through our program, and I really feel good about that. And I know that that probably is one of the reasons of longevity. I didn't ask for all these years, but he gave them to me, and I keep asking him, what do you want me to do now? 'Cause at this age. But it has been my religious background has really helped me a lot. And the main thing I say and I kept in mind is love, love everybody as you love yourself. And that's what our scripture teaches us. And I have two scriptures that I have carried with me all this time. And trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not into your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your path. That's been my prayer during all this time.
That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So what does the word family mean to you?
Family to me means love, because God ordained the family, and He wanted the family to be a unit, I feel. And I have been blessed to be reared in a Christian family, and have lots of my teachers were Christians, and I think that had a lot to do with, attitude and everything. And our family was very close. When I say our family, I mean the whole family, my brothers and sisters and cousins. There were 21 grandchildren.
Wow.
And we all were very close. In fact, one of them is coming tomorrow to visit from Austin, Texas.
Really?
And we had several reunions, and just family.
Very much.
Yeah,
Family and love.
Yes, loving each other, having fun with each other.
How many siblings do you have?
3.
3?
And there were 4 of us. My oldest sister passed away in 1984, and my brother in 2005, and my baby sister, we were just like twins almost, passed away in a couple of years ago.
Okay.
She would have been 100 in October, and she passed 3 days after my birthday, my 100th birthday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But we enjoyed each other, and we more or less stayed almost in the same area most of our adult life.
That's amazing.
Mm.
What would you say to this generation of youth, if you could talk to them?
Mm.
What advice would you give to this generation of youth?
Love.
Love.
You know, love takes care of everything, because if you love people as you love yourself, then you can make it, you know. I think that is the root that is the key to a good life. And I've always tried to do that in spite of growing up in a segregated situation. It wasn't as easy as it would have been otherwise, but you just don't allow hatred to be in your life.
Right.
You know, and whenever I think of something that might be evil, then I always think of what the Lord said: love your neighbor as yourself. And that's what I have tried to do, and I will do it until the day I die.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Wow. What word would you use to describe teaching through the civil rights era?
I'll say that again.
What word, if you were going to use a word to describe teaching through the civil rights times, what would you use?
Oh, I don't know, but you know.
Yeah. It's hard to just use one word, right?
Yeah, it would be. I just hope one day we're going to get it together, all together. You know, everybody on the same page.
That would be nice, for
Yes,
sure.
yes.
That would be nice.
Yes.
So, what's your favorite question to answer? Do you have a favorite question that you like to be asked after all these years? Is there, or what's the
Yeah,
question?
well, most people ask how you know, how did you happen to live so long? I never thought that I would live to be as old as I am, but I don't know.
Do you feel 103?
Hmm?
Do you feel your age?
Now I'm beginning this year. You probably need to ask Leon that, because he always he said you don't listen too well. And of course I do have a hearing problem. I guess you can tell that, but I do have a hearing problem. But I don't know.
How old are you exactly?
103.
103.
Mm-hmm.
Do you, I mean, man, like when you think back on life, does it feel like that long? Or is it just...
You know, that's a good question, because I don't know. I didn't expect to live this long,
Right.
and I don't know that I deserve to live this long, but I really feel blessed, and I think a lot of it had to do with my relationship with God, because I haven't had any. I've had several surgeries, but you know, I haven't had too many problems health-wise, and I say that very quickly because I just had an emergency in February. I had chest pain, and I had to go to the hospital, but just overnight.
Okay.
But I don't know. I don't know. I really didn't think so. My mother and father died at age 89.
Oh, wow.
And that, you know, I sort of felt if I could live as long as they lived, you know, I would be happy. But I just can't explain it.
That's amazing.
And it's hard for me to believe that I'm 103.
Yeah, you definitely don't look 103. I would not have gotten that.
Really?
Not at all. You look amazing. You're the first 103-year-old woman I've ever met, so. Yeah. But
I was going to ask the youngsters, have you ever met a 103? 103, I know I have.
yeah, that's amazing.
Now my grandparents, let's see, I think my grandmother could have been in her 80s.
Wow.
When she passed away with a stroke. But my mother and father were 89 when they passed away. My mom really wanted to, she was hoping that she'd get to be 90, but she didn't quite make it. She died in December, and her birthday was in April.
Oh.
So she didn't get to make it, but 89 wasn't too bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Mm-hmm.
So in closing, you've said one lesson to pass on in life is to love yourself first, then love everyone else. Why is that such an important saying or quote for you?
You know, it's important because love hides a lot of everything. You know, if you love people as they are, and I think if everybody, loved, I don't think we would have as many problems as we do, you know. Love your neighbor as yourself, and sometimes we're very selfish, and
Yes.
we don't want to give, and that certainly isn't love. But if you believe in God, that's the key, because that's one thing He says all through the Scripture: love your neighbor as yourself. And I've tried to do that, regardless of color, creed, or whatever. And I really feel blessed, and I still do that. I still love everybody, regardless of circumstances or whatever.
Wow. Is there anything you would like to say to your family or anyone special you would like to say an encouraging word to?
To my family?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there are a few of them still hanging in the dark out there. And I have to kind of check them out every now and then. My great nephews, but I really would like for them to connect with some church where they can give service, you know, because Christ made a great sacrifice when he died for all of us. And that is, I think it's hard for them to believe that he can make a change in their lives. And that's what I try to tell them. And you'll have problems, and I've had problems, but he's always there for me. And he will be there for anybody who call on him if they believe in it. And I would just love for all these young people to have the experience that I've had in serving the Lord. It's a wonderful experience. And I feel honored. I taught school even though I didn't want to, for 11 years here in San Diego. And I am still getting letters and birthday cards,
Wow.
flowers from a lot of them. And they remember the days when I had to reprimand them,
Oh.
but with love, you know.
Right.
We always refer to that. And one of the great experiences is that one of my third grade students who came to my classroom, and he didn't speak English, and he was sort of shy, you know, and so I always that he wasn't the first one, because I had a lot of students who came and did not speak English, and to make them feel, you know, a part of everything. So one day I asked him to, during our music class, I asked him to sing a song, and he sang Three Blind Mice. And when he finished, I said, "You have a beautiful voice." And of course, he didn't know what I said, so he asked one of the students, "What did she say?" And she said, "You had a beautiful voice." And it just did something to him. And he took that and became Poet Laureate of the United States for 2 years, 1915 and 16 and 17. And I was honored to go back to his inaugural at the Congress building.
Wow.
And now, in fact, I just got a bouquet of flowers for him the other day for my birthday. And he was saying that it just did something to him, because he was shy, and for him to do as a third grader. And he still remembers, and every now and then he'll call up and, "How's my third grade teacher?" "How's my third grade teacher?" And he has a school name. He lives in Fresno, and he has a school name for him. And we have really become close friends.
That's awesome.
Yes, and there are many others who are doing great things, preachers and doctors. And I had to refuse an invitation to hear one of my students preach the Sunday, because I didn't feel like dressing. But it's a good feeling, you know, to know that for some reason they remember me, and I'm very grateful for that.
It sounds like you've made an amazing impact on a lot of people.
Well, I hope so, because I've tried to, as I said, I've tried to love everybody, and that's not just people in my own race. I mean, I have almost as many friends in other nationalities as my as I do in my race. But that's what happens, I just wish everybody could love,
Yeah.
you know. I just wish, and that's what I hope I can see more love before I close my eyes. And if I can do anything to help that happen, you can believe I'll be doing it until the day the Lord takes me.
I really thank you for coming and talking to us today and allowing me to ask you these questions.
Oh,
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, you did real well.
I appreciate it.
You did. I mean, you really caused me to be more at ease, And I want to thank you for that.
Of course. No, thank you.
Mother Sampson, thank you so much for allowing us to interview you. This is a special day. I was hoping everything worked out and you made it here safely and everything. And I know we got rain going on outside, and you still came, and I'm very grateful. A lot of people wondering why we doing this. We want to give her flowers now. We want to say we love you now. This footage is priceless to me.
I feel honored.
Yeah.
I really do. I really feel honored, and I hope that your project works out 100%.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'll be praying for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the main thing is, being able to hear from you. Mm-hmm. I know I always used to love sitting up, chopping it up with my granddaddy, Mary and Bill.
Yeah.
and what was it like back in the day, granddaddy? I used to always, and so I would love to have that. I wanted to have that conversation, sit down type conversation with you, but I wanted to capture it from, African American young lady speaking to an African American older woman. Mm-hmm. And that dynamic of passing the torch of wisdom. A woman of your stature have acquired so much wisdom along the way, and a lot of young people don't even get a chance to speak to someone like yourself. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a privilege. So I was trying to set something up like that to where, we were able to capture that dynamic, and I think we did that tonight.
Oh.
I think we did that. I think we hit it out the park. But you know what? I did want to touch on a little bit, if you could help me a little bit on the history of Bethel. Mm-hmm. How long you been a member of Bethel?
68 years.
68 years at one church.
At one church.
That's amazing. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. Yeah. I know I have a lot of memories. Going down the junior high department, the primary department, the Sunday school, superintendent. I think it was you and Mother Gahagan.
Yes.
You two women poured more confidence into me than I could ever, say thank you enough for. Mm-hmm. I'm serious. My memory is that of very proud black women who wanted all the black children and black kids to feel proud.
Yes.
You made us feel proud. You made us feel like we had to carry ourselves mm-hmm. in a certain manner, and I'm forever grateful for that. I that's an attribute that I have today, and it's helped me to do the things I'm doing now. Because I have my faith in God mm-hmm. and the confidence that I have in Him to do something good through me. And you helped to instill that in me, and I love you for it.
you.
I love you
Thank
for
you.
it. Yes, and I wanted to say that to you. I wanted to get it in here
Well,
with
you know, you guys were good learners. You know, I mean, you listened, and we tried to do the things that would keep you strong and focused, and so many of you, and not only well, you know, in the community you have shown your Christianity, you know, and that's a blessing, and you know, everybody can't be out there in the front, but what do they say? A song said, "Brighten your corner where you are." Brighten the corner where you are, and that's what a lot of Bethelites, BYF as we call you, Baptist youth.
Once a Bethelite, always a Bethelite. Can you give me any reflections on Pastor Hampton? What do you remember the most about? What you can tell me about him?
Dr. Hampton was really, he was interested in young people. That's one thing, and he really, I think he instilled that love, you know, through us, because we, into us, because he was very adamant about the persons, and we were too, who came in to work with our young people, because you know, everybody doesn't work very well with.
Right.
But he was concerned about that, and he loved and always appropriated. Remember the Congress and 1,000 Pines and all different things that he wanted you to be involved in, and I think he did. Dr. Hampton really did a great job. When he wasn't the pastor when I joined Bethel.
Who was the pastor?
Reverend Hutchinson.
Reverend
I don't think you probably.
I wasn't even a glimmer in my daddy's eyes back then.
He was, and Dr. Hampton, I met him in 1948. He came back to Pastor Bethel.
1948.
Yeah. He and my uncle, who was a minister, and they went to Bishop College that was in Marshall.
Oh, okay.
Bishop and Wiley. I went to Wiley for a couple of years.
Okay.
And then I transferred to Prairie View.
Down in Texas, huh?
Yeah. Prairie View, Texas. And he was, I don't know, it was just something about it, but one thing about him that was really great, he wanted trained people. He didn't, when he came back and came up with the fellowship, I mean the youth program, we had to be trained. We went through training with, you remember Dr. Mays, Horace Mays? He used to come down and different other persons who were asked to serve with the convention, and we had to take classes.
Mother Sampson, were you there when Martin Luther King came?
Yes.
When was that? What year was that?
Oh.
Back in the 60s, huh?
Yeah.
60s, mid 60s.
It was
early
let's
60s.
see. I'm trying to think.
I wasn't born.
50s,
I wasn't
the 50s.
born yet.
It was in the 50s.
I wasn't born yet. I wasn't born yet, but I heard about it.
It was in, yeah, he was at Calvary.
Oh, okay.
And that was about 1958 or 59.
1958. Wow, that was a different time.
It might have been earlier than that. It was in the 50s.
In the 50s,
when he came, yeah.
And him and Pastor Hampton were close. Huh?
Oh yeah, very close, very close.
That's amazing. For the church to come together and build that church back then in the 30s is just a remarkable feat.
I think 1937. Yeah.
Remarkable feat. And the legacy of all of, you're probably the longest standing member right now, huh?
I know that I might not be the oldest standing, but I'm the oldest member.
The oldest member. Okay. We go. Okay, so
If you know that.
you got the title. In other words, you got the belt. You got the belt.
Dr. Ringo named me Mother Sampson. I said, now, you're not fooling me. I know what you're saying. You're saying I'm the oldest member.
The wisest. The
But
wisest.
we had several 100-year-old members. Mrs. Primus, remember Mrs.
Yes,
Primus?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hullaby.
Mr. Hullaby, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Deacon Dallas, Deacon Dallas about 100. He about 100 now, huh? Deacon Dallas. He's
No,
up there, isn't he?
No, he's
No,
not.
he's not.
I
He's
think
in 90s.
He's in his 90s. I
He's
know.
young, huh?
Hey, he's a young man.
Young man, everybody young man. But I mean, it's like I pray I have my wit and my, to be able to talk and be a blessing to people as long as you have. I mean, what a testimony, what a trailblazer.
Oh.
And I love you to death. I love you.
Love you. Well,
All right.
I feel honored to be here. Really, I really do. And anything I can do, let me know.
Yes, ma'am.
Will be available to you.
Yes, ma'am. We need, young people need to honor the elders. They need to care about what they have to say. I think you guys are very relevant. The senior citizens are very relevant, and we need to lift you guys up more. We need to honor you more. We need to listen to what you guys have to say, and anything I could do to help shed light on that, be an advocate for that, I'm gonna do that.
Oh,
and,
please do.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And I think with young people like you guys being in the forefront and taking on the fact that it takes work to do it, however, but it's good work. It really is. I know I spent a lot of time trying to come up with ideas to help bring you guys through. And you forget that you came up during that period when it was rough.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I don't know that you remember, but when we first, I don't know what you call it, but
Civil rights.
I'm trying to think of the name of the guy that was leading this, but we had to really pray hard to keep you from becoming a part of the wrong group. But it was, and I'm just happy to know that you, younger.
Oh, I got to put this on tape, y'all. I got to put this on tape. Now, I'm 56 years old. I'll be 57 this year, but back in the day, as far as I can remember, maybe 6, 7 years old, being 6, 7, this is the most beautiful black woman I ever had. So I was just fascinated by her beauty. You're a beautiful black woman. And God has preserved you and still holding it. You still rocking it.
Yeah, I get angry with Mrs. McWilliams.
That's a memory.
Ruth Long.
Miss Long, Mother Long. Yeah.
Helen, what was Helen's name?
Johnson.
Johnson. Oh my goodness.
All you mentioning names that poured into my life. I'm from a generation where your ear could have been pulled by a number of people that weren't your parents if you got out of line. That's how I was raised. It take a village to raise a child, and you personify that, upbringing that I had. You had to give respect where respect was due, and you had to respect your elders. And I'm so grateful for that upbringing. Yes, I am. Raise a child up in the way.
That's what we need now.
Mm-hmm.
That's the key.
Yes.
And I just hope that we can inspire you young people. I mean, we didn't have the chances that you had, but now you have all kinds of chances to make a difference.
And that's what we want to do.
Yes.
That's what we want to do.
Yes.
Thanks for setting the standard. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, and hey, don't be trying to put some more years on me.
Oh, we want you to stay around for as long as possible. We ain't think about nothing else but long life and longevity and good health.
Yeah,
Amen.
Yep, and I'm behind you in whatever you want to do.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you. As long as I know I got your prayers,
Yes.
prayer move the hand of God.
Yes.
And I know you in my corner, and that's all I need to know.
Yes.
Thank you so
Yes.
much.
And
Thank you so much.
anytime, and if I can help in any way.
All right. Well, we're going to take you up on that.
Okay.
Okay.
We're going to do it.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Gang Face Academy, we out.